It just takes time to build it, but once you roll, you're gonna see how good it is, bro. You see what I did to that boss, right? Or the bear? You can finish the crossbow. I'm gonna join you in finishing it. Oh, okay, then let's do the LMG. It's full power. Okay, I got you. Yep, you never used the I said the crowbar. The what you call it? All right. You could try the tri-bolt. It's just an individual fire. Pretty much what you experience with the individual one is pretty much what it all is. Pretty much the whole time. Yeah, it doesn't change. I thought you were gonna be able to shoot all three at once. Nope. For what? Until you start adding attachments. Then it gets crazy. Until you add all the attachments. Oh yeah, both those LMGs are good. I ran both LMGs in the gauntlet. There you go, bro. I set you up for the... Yo, you know what? I haven't even played Ashes of the Dead, bro. That's how bad... I don't like it, bro. It's like translate to me. The Ashes of the Dead. Oh, yeah, one moment. I could change up my arguments now. Nah, never, bro. There we go. Now it's going to do even more damage. That's going to be crazy. Alright, I'm coming. Oh, it won't let me join you. No, it doesn't let me. Let me exit out, go back in. It says you're on PC. Join. There we go. Alright, I joined. I had to do it the old-fashioned way. The good old-fashioned. Alright, one moment. I'm going to change my argument. What's the next perk? Oh yes, Speed Cola, because I got 0% on Speed Cola, bro. And the goal is only to reach level 31, because that's where it caps, from what I learned.
Caps up to 31?
Yep, 31, level 31, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let me see. Changing out my gumball. I have no more aftertaste. That's sad. No more aftertaste. Alright. I'll make a whole new one now. That aftertaste came in clutch.
I mean, it's not really that good in the battle pass, besides the two new weapons. Oh, I get the preview.
And vulnerable. What is temporal gift? Okay, it just makes it last longer.
It just has the blue has like a color effect.
Wall to wall buy. Cool.
So I wanted to color fight those.
Gain $30,000. I'm gonna take that. Hidden power. I'll take that. Raindrops. I'll take that. Max ammo.
The weapons are lackluster. The new or the.
Oh yeah, you got the battle pass for free, right?
Yeah, I did.
That's what's up.
What happened for free? Hey.
I'll keep an exit strategy just in case.
In the lobby? I thought you were in the lobby. Oh, you got ready up, bro.
Yeah, I got ready up. I just changed my gumballs real quick. Okay. And ready to rumble. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Yeah, but I've been enjoying the tower fantasy. Let's see. My battle pass thing is I get 500 critical kills with an SMG. After I get the LMG, I'm gonna use the new SMG then. God willing. All right. God bless everyone here in Jesus Christ's name. Are you able to hear me, bro?
Yeah, I hear you.
Alright, just making sure. Sometimes, you know, the game has its glitchy.
So, base form is pretty slow, right?
Yeah, I use the faster fire rate. Because the more you can shoot out, the more damage you'll do anyway.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I don't know what the guy was saying that it was weak. He must have never upgraded it from common.
I saw it. Oh, actually, it is a little.
It's really good if you're good with headshots. Was the dude getting headshots or was he shooting at his feet?
Shooting at the chest and head.
What the chest? You gotta always aim for the head.
Yeah.
Always aim for the head. What did Thanos say? You should have gone for the head. Boom. There we go. Yeah, I'm cool with speeding it up because I got LMG madness. Look at that. Easy. Headshots, bro. Headshots. This LMG is crazy. It's actually not that bad to control even on the faster fire rate. But I actually don't even know where you are right now.
Wait, it's kind of fast with fire rate. For some reason, it's slow.
Mine's pretty fast.
I'm used to, like, if the shotgun was like the fastest fire rate I've ever seen. Like, it's fast.
That'd be
But it is pretty weak.
true that. That'd be cool if the guns you get from the random box have the attachment you have when you're a gun already. Cause then that means every time you pull out an Akita, it'll be dual wield with flame breath and all that from the random box. They did that in Black Ops 3. Cause you remember you could get like a wall gun, it'll have the thing, or you could get the
I don't know how I feel about this LMG right now.
what do you mean? It's really good. Well, I have extra attachments on too, so cause it's already level 16 or whatnot. Cause I was grinding yesterday with my perkaholic.
You want XP around 30?
Yeah, 31. Alright, let me use gift card.
You already got XP around 31? Then with the high rounds?
Yeah, that's because your arguments cap at 30, 31. Yup. Yeah. But what if you're both? Already got it packed. Alright, I got level 15. Never mind. It was not level 16. Oh, yeah, this is good. Pretty satisfying using LMG. Alright. I'll buy this door too. And I'll buy this door as well. Alright, all doors are built. Or bought. Alright. Now I'm going to turn my gun into legendary status for free. And then I'm going to spawn in... Nah, I'll do power-ups like once we hit 30 or 28. I wonder if that's why they made it like crazier. Because it wasn't that crazy when we were trying to reach level 30 before, if you remember.
I know. All I know is I got double tap, so now I'm gonna see how fast it is.
It's really quick. Yeah, make sure you switch the ammo mod over to the other one, which is faster fire rate.
Which one is that's the one on the right?
Yeah. It has like little dots. Like if you switch the mode, you can see the difference. Because I don't have double tap on right now, and it's pretty fast.
You think this is the best LMG?
Yeah, I think so. Well, it's up there with the second one, like you were saying. Both have good fire rate. If you have both of them on your arsenal, it's pretty much game over for the zombies. Because you got fire rate and fire rate. Crazy.
I think this one might be fast.
Jug, cola, double tap. There we go. I got all the perks I needed. Where do we have to stay? We gotta stay in the house, right? Oh, we have to punch. Alright. Easy. We did it. But now we won't have time to get it, though. Or maybe we do. I'll take monkeys. Alright. Alright, now I'm upgrading my Spicola. Because it really do need leveled up. What are we at? Pretty good, pretty good. You know it. I'll get fire on this gun so that it can maintain epicness. Oh yeah. Yep, already maxed out.
I got 20 rounds to level up.
Let's get it, broski. Let's get it.
At least it's easier than the crossbow. The crossbow took a while.
I agree. Yeah, crossbow takes forever, bro. Yeah, did you upgrade your speed cola all the way? Or did you upgrade it at all? Or Oh, that's it? What about the reloading faster?
No, I don't have that one. It's just the basic reload.
Yeah, the basic speed recola or speed cola is doo-doo. I had to get in there. I had to...
Second one?
Huh?
You got the new one?
No. I just started leveling up the speed cola. I didn't even begin it. I was playing speed cola on basic. It was doo-doo. There we go. Oh, snap. I was about to get clapped. Don't worry, drip toffin on the way for that ammo.
I got the now.
I'll have a gun just for electricity, because that's a challenge. Oh, that thing killed me last time. The dog. I walked right underneath it without even realizing, bruh. I didn't have the dog in me. What is that? Mirage? I'll take the Mirage. 2 powerful guns at once? Bruh. These plants. Hey, you don't want the zombie. You're trying not to get it, good? That's bonkers. Alright, challenges above. So what location do we have to hold? The barn? Or, yep, it's the barn. Oh. Max ammo. There you go. They'll hold them all down. Oh, everyone got their little bears down. Or you, me, or somebody did. Nice. I won't be able to get it this time. Because them zombies go crazy right now. Alright, let's go get them. Yeah, you weren't at the rate of fire one. Yeah, that's what I said, man. I said, make sure you're on that rate of fire, bro. You'll see the difference. Aim for the head. Game over. Yeah, it's pretty satisfying, too. Alright, now I'm going to get my stuff here from the box. I got stamina up now, baby. Woo woo. I don't even think I upgraded stamina up, to be honest. That's what I'm saying, bro. Kree is like having a death machine. And the ammo's pretty good once you pack a punch it. Lasts a long time. You have to reload so much. And when you go for the bear, bro, you put fire on, bro, it's like... Yup, it's like, oh yeah, baby, that's satisfying. That's pretty good right off the bat. So I don't know what the guy was saying about it being like weak. He probably just didn't have. Did he have all the perks and everything too? Kill a zombie for real? Round 2? I was buttering. Well, I aim for the head all the time though, so I really don't know what he did wrong. Hey, we can test it on the bear now. Where you at? See what I mean, bro? Straight up butter. I just tapped him once. Yep, he dead now. Straight up butter. Glory to Jesus. Is there another bear? Oh, I didn't hear the bear. Okay. I heard another one, but I didn't see him. I guess they stay up there now to do the thing. Before it was up there, now it's right here. Nope, I do not. Alright, I'm going for it. There you go. Butter.
I'm already level 6 with her.
Yep, make a breakfast too. Pistol. You know, I'll try this shotgun. I already got the Mirage. I don't want to upgrade the Mirage again. Excuse me. I use SMG. I gotta get SMG kills anyway. So that works out. Yeah, going with the double tap perk you were talking about, bro. The arguments you say to put on, bro, it just makes every gun even stronger now. Because, like, every body shot is considered a critical. And then it doubles on critical if, you know, like it says every other shot, but a small chance it does no damage. But the fire rate is so quick that every shot I do is, like, going to be damage.
I think this is the fastest fire rate. Not only that, I think you can even make it faster with modifications.
I believe so. Now put lightning on. Shots popped off. Shot a zombie behind me. Wait, what happened? Yep, you got boosted range. Shots popped off more crazy than the start of craziness. There you go. I'm gonna throw the zombies over there. Lightning does not work. Oh snap. What pass?
Those challenges, there hasn't been any of those challenges.
Oh yeah.
I had to change the dash out to Curry and go over the shot. Yeah, I'll look at the stop.
Dead shot to Curry. Make sure you do where it says like destroy armor.
Yeah, if you set up these things correctly, dash out to Curry, depth perception, and double
Put a-
tap, we're good to go.
Yeah, and you put it all together. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can really make some crazy builds.
Actually, yeah, getting a body shot is actually better than getting headshots sometimes.
Yep. Because it all counts as criticals if you have that one modification. It takes a while to get built up to strong. That's why I'm like, this game is like a roguelike. Because it's like, you keep losing or, you know, you can extract. But it'll take a while to build yourself up.
The feet one thing that really make it so more powerful.
I'm using that single shot shotgun. It's doo-doo. I don't like it. But I'm trying to level it up. I got 3 guns on me, so I'm leveled up. 3 guns, that
What I
works.
need to do is I need to get my fucking pistol.
Check this.
So I can back punch it, get the little down. There's no pistol on the wall right there.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. That was close, I almost died.
I'll pop up this again.
There we go. What were you saying about off the wall? Oh, exfil at 31? Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, there's no pistol wall. We need more individual maps though. Compared like the other ones.
Oh, dude. I didn't know there was a... They're dancing, bro.
Yeah, I'm leveling up actually my arguments pretty quickly. Yep. Yo, even the shotguns do a damage. So get a boost increase on elemental weakness on your elemental pop on top of the cooldowns. So you can just pop that John off like crazy. Yup, for your elemental pops. There's a lot of perks that gives you damage.
You know what? I just realized how fast the fire rate is. It's probably going to pop off or ammo mod.
With the fire rate, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying, like, it just works out.
First, I'm going to get that. Then I'm going to get fireworks. I like fireworks.
Yes, sir. I guess I gotta soon pack a punch a shotgun. Still pretty good without me pack a punching it. That's the crazy thing. Shred that armor, bro.
The armor
Yup. If you get the right dead shot, yeah, it's like butter.
I get elemental pop. I think I have a way to pop that. Bunch stuff. But no, I think I have a way to trigger that. So they get the black hole though. I'm kind of disappointed.
There we go.
Is this on like the highest speed?
Yeah, it's on Rage Inducer. If you ever want to know how it's on Rage Inducer, it's that lightning around the numbers at the bottom of your screen. Or the rounds.
Oh, okay.
Yep, so if it's lightning, that means it's induced with the speed force. And if it's not, no speed force. Alright, now I gotta rack up on points again. Butter, bruh. Butter, bruh. Bears are nothing. Glory to Jesus. I remember the Bears being something, bruh. Give everyone some armor. Good damage, good damage.
I'm gonna try and go for the gauntlet.
Go for the gauntlet. Go for the gauntlet. Go for the gauntlet. God willing, you'll be able to get it right from the challenge. Hand cannon. Only got it up to blue. Alright, we can pile them up right here. And then use your angular cannon on them. I got it again. I'll try to angle them up. There you go. Got it. Nice. That. For this one, I'll turn it purple. Yep, I got a purple one. I turned my SMG into purple.
Want another one?
Nah, I don't need any more. I got 2 guns gold, and then I got my 1 gun purple. Leveling up SMG too, because I don't really use SMGs. I think the challenge for today is actually an SMG challenge. Oh, they got me, bro. They got me. But I still got Speed Cola and the other thing. Oh, did I lose my? Nope, I still got my SMG. That works out.
Oh crap! I switched out my. I don't know how to pick up a gun. I don't even know how to.
Yeah, watch out for that mule kick. It sneaks in there.
Picked up a pack a punch gun.
Oh, that's mine. Is that a shotgun? Yeah, that's mine. Yeah, because I lost my mule kick. You can keep it though if you want it.
You want it back?
Nah, it's cool. Oh yeah, I don't got my elemental pop. Okay, that's gonna be a challenge. And they got me again. These monkeys. Thank you. Where's that beard? Yeah, the elemental pop adds a difference to it. Yo, that beer is up there.
I should never shot.
I gotta re-get all the perks. That's gonna be fun.
Establishing point turret.
It's gonna be a pretty because I believe there is an attachment to make this even faster.
There we go. There's what?
So there's probably an attachment to make this story faster.
Yeah, there is. There's always more attachments.
So what's gonna be your main weapon so far?
Well, since that gun came out, that LMG is really popping right for me.
Is there any problem? Is there a prestige attachment? Or is it look at
Yeah, I gotta look at some of the attachments too.
or is this a new round? Or is
It should be a different round, I think.
I gotta go to black hole. Black hole.
I need dead. Oh yeah, I do have dead shot. Okay. Look at that horde of zombies over there.
I'm not hungry for breakfast.
I am.
I'm not hungry for breakfast.
Small fish, I'm making something else, and I'm gonna make a shrimp. I'm gonna make shrimp and sweet sour chicken. And then I think that's actually alright.
I'll wait till then. If anything, I'll just go get. I won't let you go to Buffalo.
Buffalo from Turkey Hill. I'm gonna extract.
Yeah, Buffalo from Turkey. That's really good.
What the sauce? Who gonna walk all the way over the Turkey Hill? That's too much work. I exfilled.
sacrifice one lamb in the morning and the other in the evening. With each lamb you must offer a grain offering of 2 quarts of choice flour mixed with 1 quart of pure oil of pressed olives. This is the regular burnt offering instituted at Mount Sinai as a special gift, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. Along with it, you must present the proper liquid offering of 1 quart of alcoholic drink with each lamb, poured out in the holy place as an offering to the Lord. Offer the second lamb in the evening with the same grain offering and liquid offering. It too is a special gift, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. The Sabbath offerings. On the Sabbath day, sacrifice 2 one-year-old male lambs with no defects. They must be accompanied by a grain offering of 4 quarts of choice flour, moistened with honey, and a liquid offering. This is the burnt offering to be presented each Sabbath day, in addition to the regular burnt offering and its accompanying liquid offering. The monthly offerings. On the first day of each month, present an extra burnt offering to the Lord of 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 one-year-old male lambs, all with no defects. These must be accompanied by grain offerings of choice flour moistened with honey, 6 quarts with the bull, 4 quarts with the ram, and 2 quarts with each lamb. This burnt offering will be a special gift, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. You must also present a liquid offering of each sacrifice, 2 quarts of wine for each lamb, a third of a gallon for the ram, 1 quart for each lamb. Present this monthly burnt offering on the first day of each month at evening. On the first day of each month, you must also offer 1 male goat, a sin offering to the Lord. This is in addition to the regular burnt offering and its accompanying liquid offering. Offerings for the feast. On the 14th day of the first month, you will celebrate the Lord's Passover. The following day, the 15th day of the month, a joyous 7-day festival will be held, with bread baking and meats will be eaten. The first day of the festival will be an official day of holy assembly, and no ordinary work may be done on that day. As a special gift, you must present a bread offering to the Lord, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 one-year-old male lambs, all with no defects. These will be accompanied by grain offerings of choice flour moistened with honey, 6 quarts with each bull, 4 quarts with the ram, and 2 quarts with each of the 7 lambs. You must also offer a male goat as a sin offering to purify yourselves and make yourselves right with the Lord. Present these offerings in addition to your regular dry burnt offering. On each of the 7 days of the festival, this is how you must offer the grain offering, that is presented as a special gift, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. These will be offered in addition to the regular burnt offerings and liquid offerings. The 7th day of the festival will be another official day for public assembly, and no ordinary work may be done on that day. Offerings for the Festival of Harvest. At the Festival of Harvest, you present the first of your annual tithe. You must call an official day for Holy Assembly, aka ordinary work, on that day. Present a special burnt offering on that day as a pleasing aroma to the Lord. It will consist of 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 one-year-old male lambs. These will be accompanied by a grain offering of choice flour moistened with olive oil, 6 quarts for each bull, 4 quarts for the ram, and 2 quarts
Also,
for each of the 7 lambs. Also offer 1 male goat to purify yourselves and make yourselves right with the Lord. Prepare these special burnt offerings along with the male goat, in addition to the regular burnt offering and its accompanying liquid offering. Be sure that all the animals you sacrifice have no defects.
good. I turn my ears from things that are not of truth. Just because he talks about it doesn't mean it's true. No, I have heard him before. He said some things that are false. And if he said some things, what things are actually true? So I'm just keeping my ears from.
Alright, well, what are you doing? Sign up. You want me to make you sweet and sour chicken? Well, I can't know if you may or may not go. I gotta know so I can make you something to eat. How about you just save
The
all
deep
that
space is right ahead.
and mommy will just order some buffalo chicken lunch meat, cheese, bread. Yeah, from Giant. From Giant. From food.
Boy. No pizza. At that point, no, no, no. No, no, no. Alrighty. You good, fam? You good? Are you good, fam?
You okay, Mom? I'll give you another cough pill. And I guess
Just give me some cough syrup.
and a cough pill.
No, you can have both.
Yes, you can have both.
Who told you that?
The doctor.
I didn't know the doctor said that.
Yeah, you can have both. Yes, very interesting, Hershey. Yes, that they were prescribed during COVID for very heavy cough.
But I think the doctor cut it off with you.
I didn't cut the sugar. I told him not to fast. And I got to know what he's doing. I'm trying to know.
I put mine on when I get like cough, you know, sometimes I get a cold or anything.
chicken lunch meat. Huh? Buffalo chicken lunch meat. That's what you were going to go to Turkey Hill for a buffalo sandwich. Hold on a second. I'm seeing. Oh, it's Verizon. And how much do you pay for this buffalo sandwich at Turkey Hill?
But hey, bro.
What's up?
So yeah, the original Bible did have the Apocrypha in it. That's what this whole thing's about.
Alright. Let's see. Sweet and sour chicken with white rice.
Is that TV there? So you got
Well, we got a whole freezer that we got meals. Ooh. Shrimp. Sort of like how I did before. So do you want hamburger or chicken for Christmas? Hamburger. Alright, so that's established. Yes. Well, there is no one salad. You don't have enough money. Your paycheck don't come through until tomorrow or Friday. Mommy can't.
No, sir.
It'll be like free for the house. I mean, I can order pretzel buns. And order a bottle of hot sauce. Yeah, but we'll have more out of that than just one pretzel. Because pizza we can't warm up. Yeah, but we can't warm any of it up. I can't eat two pizzas at one time. Yeah, but I don't have the money. Almost. Yeah, but it'll be for more than one day. So take out your pretzel first.
I guess. How many questions? Only like 6 of them.
If I get two, we can have like this day. Do that. Alright, so for Christmas Eve, I'm gonna order some buffalo chicken lunch meat or turkey lunch meat, pretzel buns, and stuff from Giants to make something lightweight and healthy. And I'm gonna also order a couple lemons, so we have lemons to go into tea. And take a hamburger out for tomorrow, hamburger, and maybe some of the sweet and sour chicken on the side. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
And along with the sandwiches, would you like potato salad, macaroni salad, salad, if they have it.
Yeah.
And you want Munster cheese or Kobe Jack cheese?
Kobe.
Kobe.
You.
The cliche response you always said when we used to talk about the Bible and how the Bibles were removed. And the response you always says, like, if God wanted me to read the Apocrypha, he would have put in the Bible.
Sorry, Mom.
Right? The way you said that all the time. Then you said, like, if God wanted me to read it, it would be in the Bible. The truth is, he did.
It would survive.
No. Oh, actually, it did essentially survive. Like, meaning, if we go back to, like, the old Bible, the Apocrypha was always included with the main 66 books. It was always together. It was only until later on people grew suspicious of it, and said it was taboo to read the Apocrypha.
Interesting.
So in a sense, it was always in the Bible.
What Apocrypha?
All the Apocrypha.
Thomas.
All the Apocrypha. Because
No.
when you mentioned the Apocrypha, he didn't say some of the Apocrypha. He said all the Apocrypha were always in the Bible. Take it way back. And I'm also searching. I'm not just going to take his word for it. I'm going to look it up myself.
He wanted me to get pizza, but I tried to explain to him I can really warm up pizza. And I think we'll have a little bit more until we get English pizza. So I'm going to order that before time runs out for that, and then I'm going to do up dishes.
Can you give me my checkbook so I can see if I deducted some stuff?
Well, when you do, you can help out if I need a few dollars towards the window. Well, whatever you have, towards gas, soap outer. Yeah.
Oh, and also, you want to know something crazier?
Hmm.
I searched up about the Apocrypha being in the Old Bible, but one of the things that people said, it says, did Jesus accept the Apocrypha? In the current Bible, the Apocrypha is quoted several times throughout the Bible. It is also known that Jesus had access to the Apocrypha and read and used the writings in his sermons. So that pretty much canonizes the Apocrypha.
A simple Google
sort of
search is not enough. Dig deeper.
Did Jesus?
You're just Googling.
Yeah. Jesus used. What do you want me to do? How do you want me to search it up?
Read the scriptures and look up.
Alright, then I'll search up Bible passages. Holy Apocrypha. The Hebrews 11, echoing to Maccabees on martyrdom of Jesus. Go to Rube Matthew 7:12, mirroring Sirach's 28. Do not do to others what you hate. And it's a Catholic. They include this as a Catholic, but Protestants generally keep them separate or omit them. As them is useful for context. All right, so. Jude 1:9 references the fight over Moses' body, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's similar to apocryphal narratives.
What? It's similar,
The
that
battle-
doesn't mean
the
it
battle-
is.
The battle over.
So similarities do not mean that they are. It's just that it's similar. Like for example, Goku and Superman are similar, but they're not the same. So just because it's similar to the Apocrypha because of standings does not mean it
well,
is.
also the Matthew and Sirach, they mirror each other.
What is Matthew and Sirach?
So Matthew 6, well, I kind of combined it, but Matthew 6:19, it says, "Store your treasures in heaven." Sirach 21:9. Let me see. Let me search this. And Sirach 9 says something similar. It says, it encourages generosity, stating that investing your wealth in helping the poor, as God commands, yields greater profit than gold, and serves as spiritual treasure that protects you from trouble, acting as a powerful defense better than any earthly shield or spear, as seen in translations of RC, CE, and GNT. So,
But you know,
literally the same.
Jesus probably just pulled from Proverbs, not the Apocrypha. Because in Proverbs it states the same thing, but it's not an Apocrypha.
Let's see.
So-
Apocrypha.
State your case.
So you want to find something that's not in.
No, because like if the standing is that it's Apocrypha similarities, right? But
No,
it's also stated in Proverbs. Proverbs is not Apocrypha. It's from the 5 books, or not the 5 books. It's from the Torah
well,
or the T. It's probably something called else, something like that, but it's not the same thing. People just think it is, just like how they make it up, where they're like, "Well, it says here about reincarnation," but it doesn't. People add to it, or they make more than what it actually is. But Jesus was trying to state something else.
well, like there's a lot of things that.
I
it's
think
called-
here, look up "testify," and hear him for a little bit. Because what you guys like to do, like Hugh and the other guy, you guys take what is there, but you guys have the, I don't know, it's like, not, it's hard to explain.
You take what's not there though.
Did Luke get it wrong? There you go. Because you guys love taking this.
I just wanted to jump on here and
Guys,
answer one of the most
like
common objections that we
talking
hear
about how there's
about the
contradictions and
Jesus
stuff like that.
Especially
Just listen to
hearing
that for a
from the
little bit.
skeptics around
Well, I'm
this
not
time
talking
of year.
about the contradiction.
And
No,
it's
no,
that
it,
Luke
he talks about what you
absolutely
guys
just
do.
Botched the census. I mean, he just fumbled the bag. It is bad. He makes all kinds of mistakes. And so let's look at the list of complaints. Number one, skeptics are going to say that
Sometimes
there is a
hearing it from
10-year
someone's
gap
close
between
to you, you
Matthew and
don't
Luke's timelines,
see it.
and that
But hearing
there
it from
actually
someone
was no
else
census during the time of
makes
Jesus'
it
birth.
visible.
That's number two. 3, Quirinius was not in charge of any earlier census. 4, Rome would have never, ever conducted a census under a client king. 5th, nobody would have traveled to their 1,000-year ancestral home to register, like Luke seems to say. And 6, Luke was just making stuff up to have Jesus born in Bethlehem in order to fulfill the Micah 5:2 prophecy. So let's take a look at these. This is the most popular one that you hear, is that there's a 10-year gap between Matthew and Luke's timelines. So what is the apparent contradiction? Well, it's that Matthew places Jesus' birth during the reign of Herod the Great, who died in 4 BC. So the birth must have happened before then. But Luke, on the other hand, he mentions a census under Quirinius, who became a governor of Syria in AD 6. That's the only recorded Roman census in the region, and it happened about a decade later. So both can't be true. Checkmate, silly Christians, game over. But is that what Luke actually says? No, that's not a careful reading at all. Before we answer, Luke actually begins his gospel by anchoring the narrative during the reign of Herod the Great. Now, Luke 1:5 says, in the days of Herod, king of Judea. That's when John the Baptist is conceived. And then shortly thereafter, Jesus is conceived with Mary, right? And so from the very start, Luke puts Jesus' birth during Herod's reign. Furthermore, when we fast forward to Luke chapter 3, it says, in the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius Caesar. Well, when is that? Well, we know from history that's AD
Is that your
28.
custom character?
Then in Luke
Yeah.
3:23, we're told that Jesus began his ministry about 30 years of age. Well, let's just do a little bit of math here. That definitely can't be 6 AD, right? And so that places his birth around 5 or 6 BC, which actually fits perfectly with the end of Herod's reign. Furthermore, Luke also references the AD 6 census. He has knowledge about it. He talks about it in Acts 5:37, tying it to Judas the Galilean's revolt years after Jesus' birth. So Luke actually shows clear awareness of the 86 census and keeps it completely separate from the nativity timeline. Therefore, any explanation of Luke must be consistent with these facts. Now, what explanations can we propose? Well, I think there's a couple of good options. The big problem passage that skeptics bring up is Luke 2:2, and this is the NIV, and a lot of English translations read similar to this. This was the first census that took place while Quirinius was governor of Syria. But is this the best way to look at this passage? Let's take a look. So, the first option that I think dissolves this objection is that there was actually 2 different censuses. This is noted by eminent scholars like N.T. Wright, reads the Bible straight out of the Greek, And he notes that the Greek word prote can be taken comparatively as in before. So, Luke 2:2 could be translated. This census took place before the one when Quirinius was governor of Syria. And that reading actually fits known Greek idioms like we see in John 1:15 or in the Septuagint where we see it in Jeremiah 29:2. So if that is right, Luke is saying that there was actually 2 registrations, one around the time of Jesus' birth during Herod's rule, and later the more infamous census under Quirinius in 86. Now another option
Oh
is
yeah, I
that,
hope Joshua was
this has
doing all
been
right, by
proposed
the way.
by scholars like
Because I hopped on Facebook
Brard.
and he was
These aren't
saying
Christian
something.
apologists, these are scholars.
You know.
We note that Luke's wording
Yeah,
could
he's
mean
an orphan
registration,
one.
that the registration began earlier, but was actually finished under Quirinius. So there was like this earlier registration, and then it was
I'm not sure if
later,
that's his last post,
completed
so it's
by
kind
Quirinius.
of creepy.
The Greek term for census, apographē, can mean 2 different things. It could mean a registration or census list, or a taxation process based upon that registration. Therefore, it is very possible that the registration began in 6 BC, and there was actually a oath of loyalty to Caesar during this time. Josephus notes this in Antiquities, right?
This is a lot
And so
of
then
information.
Quirinius carried out the taxation
Yeah.
Not the
around
Apocrypha,
86. Whichever option is right, Luke's account makes perfect sense.
We
He
just
refers
talked
to a
about
registration in
contradictions.
Herod's
But I'm
time.
not on contradictions right now.
You were on contradictions before.
Yeah, before.
Okay, let's see.
Before, but I'm talking about Apocrypha. Something different.
Okay. Testify.
But here, this
There
is
you
a
go.
2-minute one.
Have you ever wondered if there's a secret
I'll
history
watch
of
it.
Jesus hidden in ancient texts? Conspiracy theorists love that idea, and guys like Billy Carson rack up millions of clicks, pushing the myth that the Lost Gospels reveal the real Jesus. But why are these theories so popular? Well, besides the ancient alien grift, like in the case of Carson, I think it's pretty simple. They feel rebellious. Believing the church has been wrong for thousands of years can make you feel like you're fighting for justice. Plus, these lost gospels feed into our culture's love for religious pluralism, where every opinion is valid except for traditional Christianity. But are these sources reliable? Do they really give us the true story of Jesus? Let's dig in and find out. First off, we gotta say that a lot of these lost gospels are pretty new discoveries for us, at least in terms of finding the manuscripts. Ancient stuff like papyrus doesn't last forever, so many texts just got lost or faded away over time. Despite what some people think, there wasn't a big church conspiracy to burn all of these texts. The canonical gospels survived because they were widely used and respected and the others weren't. So let's start off with the rock star of the lost gospels, the Gospel of Thomas. Discovered in 1945, it's a collection of 114 sayings attributed to Jesus. Some are weird and mysterious, while others sound familiar. The most famous one: every woman who makes herself male will enter into the kingdom of heaven. Yeah. So, Thomas doesn't really have the typical story that we're used to, no birth, no death, or resurrection. It's just a bunch of sayings. Most scholars agree that it was written in the mid-2nd century by someone who wasn't actually the Apostle Thomas. That's a long time after the canonical Gospels, and it borrows a lot from them too. Thomas definitely has a Gnostic vibe, which is another clue that it's a 2nd century creation. Gnostics emphasize the spiritual liberation of the soul through secret divine truths. The early church fathers did mention it, and frankly, they hated it. The Gospel of Philip is another Gnostic text from the Nag Hammadi collection, though calling it a gospel is a bit of a stretch. It's less about Jesus' life and more about Gnostic takes on sacraments and other weird stuff. For example, it claims that Joseph grew a tree that would become Jesus' cross and drops the bizarre line, "Some say Mary conceived by the Holy Spirit. They're mistaken. When did a female ever conceive by a female?" Philip was probably
There's like
written
a
in the
woman-
3rd century, long
What?
after Jesus. It pushes Gnostic, likely Valentinian theology, and relies heavily on the canonical
Yeah, that's the
Gospels.
meme.
This is also where
That's the
conspiracy
meme.
theorists dig up the
When
idea that Jesus
he
married Mary
he copies
Magdalene,
off of someone
based
somewhere.
on a claim that he loved her more than his disciples and even kissed her. But the
But
exact
I heard he
nature of that
died,
kiss is
too.
unclear since the text
That's
is
right.
fragmented. Unlike the thousands of copies of the canonical Gospels, we've only got one copy of Philip. It was never part of the New Testament and didn't even factor into early church discussions. The Gospel of Truth is a prime example of 2nd century Gnosticism, especially from the Valentinian school. Unlike the New Testament, it teaches that salvation comes through secret knowledge, not faith. According to this gospel, creation itself was a mistake, and the fullness or pleroma of the divine brought forth the word to fix that error. In a Gnostic twist on Jesus' lost sheep parable, the Father searches for one lost sheep, not for the sheep's sake, but to restore the divine totality to a perfect 100. It's all about hidden wisdom and cosmic completion. The Gospel of Mary isn't from Nag Hammadi, but it's still a Gnostic text. It's pretty fragmented, but we can make out two main sections. A dialogue between the risen Jesus and his disciples, and Mary sharing a vision filled with Gnostic concepts like aeons and cosmic realms. This gospel is obviously not legit. It's from the 2nd century and doesn't even claim to be an eyewitness. Scholars see it as more of a spin-off, riffing on ideas from earlier texts rather than preserving Jesus' actual teachings. None of the church fathers even mentioned it. We only know about it because of a manuscript that was found in the late 19th century. The Gospel of Nicodemus isn't a real gospel. It's a mashup of two different works. The Acts of Pilate, which was a fictional account of Jesus' trial, and the descent into hell. The name
Fictional
Gospel of
means fake,
Nicodemus
right?
didn't even pop up until the Middle Ages. Written in the 5th or 6th century, or maybe a little bit earlier, this text is packed with legends. For example, when Jesus goes to see Pilate, a Roman servant praises him, and even the Roman standards bow down. It's full of that kind of weird stuff. Given its legendary feel and late date, it's no shock that the Gospel of Nicodemus didn't make it into early Christian discussions. It only gained traction in the Middle Ages, inspiring stories about Joseph of Arimathea, the Holy Grail, and hell. The Infancy Gospel of Thomas claims to be about Jesus' childhood, supposedly written by the Apostle Thomas. But the stories here are nothing like the meek and mild Jesus that we know. Picture this, a 5-year-old Jesus playing by a river making water pools. Another kid messes up his work, and Jesus gets super mad, curses the kid, calls him a godless dunderhead, and makes him wither like a dead tree. And that's just one of the few miraculous murders young Jesus supposedly pulled off. These tales are wild, especially compared to the more down-to-earth childhood stories in Matthew and Luke. There's also a story where Jesus turns clay pigeons into real birds, a story that even made its way into the Quran. Despite claiming apostolic authorship, it's obvious these stories don't fit with the rest of the New Testament. The earliest mention we have of this gospel comes from the church father Irenaeus, who flat out called it spurious. The Gospel of Pseudo-Matthew, written around the 7th century, takes the nativity story and really cranks up the minute. Right after Jesus is born, an ox and a donkey straight up bow down to baby Jesus, fulfilling Isaiah's prophecy quite literally. Later, on the road to Egypt, dragons pop out of a cave, but baby Jesus stands up and shuts them down, saving the day. And here's where things get really interesting. These wild stories found their way into the Quran. Ever notice the Quran's tale of Mary giving birth under a palm tree, or baby Jesus talking from the cradle? Yep, that's straight out of Pseudo-Matthew. Looks like the Quran borrowed some of its material, and no, that's not just a coincidence. The Protevangelium of James, written around the late 2nd or early 3rd century, expands on the stories of Mary's birth and Jesus' nativity. It tells how Mary's parents, Joachim and Anna, were wealthy but childless until a miracle allowed them to conceive. Mary was declared special from birth, and at 16, an angel announced her virginal conception. Unlike the New Testament, this text adds wild details like Mary undergoing the bitter water test found in the Pentateuch to prove her purity and giving birth in a cave while her hymen stayed intact. While some Christians do think that it could have some true traditions about Jesus, overall it's packed with legendary embellishments far beyond what we see in Luke and Matthew. The Gospel of the Ebionites is a lost gospel known only through fragments mentioned by the early church fathers like Ambrose or Epiphanius. It's linked to the Ebionites, a Jewish Christian sect that denied the divinity of Jesus and rejected Paul's teaching. This gospel reportedly combined elements of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, but left out the virgin birth and framed Jesus as fully human, chosen at his baptism, also known as the heresy of adoptionism. There's no surviving text, just snippets from critics like Epiphanius, so much of what we know is secondhand and sketchy, leaving plenty of mystery around its full content. The Gospel of Judas is a famous lost gospel, written in Coptic and discovered in Egypt in 1978, but it wasn't actually translated until 2006.
Now, how do you fight with that?
It's all about secret conversations between Jesus and
fight.
Judas. The gospel kicks off with a mysterious intro.
Is there a
The
faster
secret
speed, or
word
that's
of
like the
revelation
fastest
that
speed?
Jesus spoke
That's
with
the
Judas
fastest.
Iscariot
It's faster
in the
than all
course
the
of 8
vehicles
days,
too.
3 days before he
And this is
celebrated
one of the
Passover.
vehicles.
It's clearly going for that hidden knowledge vibe. It's something that only
Alright,
Jesus and Judas
And then
were
look
in
at
on.
this.
Jesus even promises Judas a special teaching just for him, saying, "Separate from them, and I
that
will
makes
tell you the mysteries of
transversal.
the kingdom.
So
From there, it gets
Yeah, it lasted a
extremely
long time.
weird with talk of
You can
immortal
get-
aeons,
look, you can get
with
that.
names like Barbelo. It's
You
all
get
super
that?
esoteric and dates back to the 2nd century. The church father Irenaeus did call it
I don't
out by
see no
name,
other
and
players
he
here,
condemned
though.
it as pure fiction. The Gospel
That's
of
'cause
Peter
I'm in
is a
the
Greek
older
text
maps.
about Jesus' passion, death, and
Should still
resurrection,
be some
with
people.
Peter chiming in on what happens afterward. This
The game's
Gospel
dead,
has
bro.
some seriously weird details, like Jesus' final words being, "My power, O power, thou hast forsaken me," instead of the usual, my God, why have you forsaken me?" It's a clear nod to its Docetic roots, where Jesus only seemed to suffer and die. Oh, and unlike in Luke, where Jesus ascends after his resurrection, here he's taken up before he even dies. And who could forget the giant talking cross that declares Jesus innocent? It's a wild ride, but as the church historian Eusebius points out, it was never accepted as genuine. And finally, there's the Gospel of Barnabas, which is famous for denying Jesus' crucifixion and is widely considered a 15th century Muslim forgery. We know this because the earliest manuscript is from that time, and there is zero evidence it existed before then. The early church never mentions it, and if early Muslims had it, they would have used it in debates. The book is a mess. It calls Jesus Christ, but then denies he's the Messiah, which screams ignorance of the original languages. Oddly enough, this does contradict the Quran, which says that Jesus is the Messiah. Plus, it's packed with anachronisms. It gets the year of Jubilee wrong, describes medieval systems and court procedures, it even mentions wooden wine casks instead of first century wineskins. There's a solid reason the early church picked Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John as the official Gospels. As I cover in other videos, they're deeply rooted in history, unlike these late, contradictory, and unreliable apocryphal texts. For more details, be sure to check out those two playlists that I'll put on the end screen. So don't buy into the hype that people like Billy Carson or other whacked out TikTokers have uncovered the real Jesus for you. The best information we have about the historical Jesus is in your Bible.
The Gnostics, the forbidden teaching.
Yeah. So those things are more like fictional, bro. They're like concepts that people imagine after Jesus' death. Like, oh, this is how I imagine
But
Jesus
he
to
didn't
really
go
be.
through all the Gnostics. Those
But
aren't
just
the
enough
Gnostics.
to let you know, like
Like, for instance, this.
it's a Gnostic, right?
It's a
Yeah,
Gnostic.
it's out there, bro.
But look, listen.
Video on the 7 apocryphal books of Scripture and talk about if there are connections to the New Testament
Oh, boy.
and if they were accepted by Jews.
Even it doesn't matter if they're accepted by Jews. It just matters if they're accepted by
Well,
Christians.
it matters if Jesus spoke of it. Because what Jesus spoke is canonized. Or else he won't have even mentioned it.
Bro, he say something from Proverbs, but people think it's not from Proverbs.
No, what I'm saying...
Like, he
can say
literally
something from
spoke
Proverbs.
something from Psalms, and even the Jews didn't understand what that meant.
Yeah, but I'm saying for us, now we know that whatever Jesus spoke is canonized. So,
Often called apocrypha. Catholics don't use that term. It means hidden, and there's nothing about these books that was ever hidden. They were part of standard Greek translations of the Bible from before the time of Jesus. So we use a different term for them. We commonly call them deuterocanonicals, and they are connected to the New Testament. There are various places in the New Testament that refer to these books. For example, in Hebrews chapter 11, it's giving a list of famous heroes of the Old Testament, and it mentions how some of the Old Testament heroes were martyred, even though they could have gotten released, but they didn't want to get released. They were willing to be martyred because they were hoping for a better resurrection. And that's a reference to something that happens in the book of 2nd Maccabees, which is one of these 7 books.
yeah, they
You
didn't
will not
mention any
find
of those.
people being martyred in order to
Well, there's
obtain
one
a
right
better
here.
resurrection anywhere else in the Old Testament, but you will find it in 2nd Maccabees. Bible scholars of all persuasions, including Protestant Bible scholars, acknowledge these connections. They'll acknowledge that one, for example. They'll also acknowledge that in the early chapters of Romans, Paul is drawing on the deuterocanonical book of wisdom for some of the ideas that he expresses. And Jesus himself, in the Lord's Prayer in Matthew 6, follows up the Lord's Prayer by giving a little commentary, because one of the clauses of the Lord's Prayer is forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Jesus follows that up by saying, for if you do not forgive others their debts, neither will your heavenly Father forgive your debts. That's something that is expressed exactly once in the Old Testament, and it's in Sirach 28. It's in another of the deuterocanonical books. So we do find connections between deuterocanonical books and the New Testament. In terms of were they accepted by Jews, they were accepted by some Jews, not by all Jews. It varied from one Jewish community to another, but they were accepted by the Christian community.
I honestly don't think they were. Listen to this one then.
They were. He was saying Gnostic Bibles.
The mainstream media loves the Apocryphal Gospels. When discussing Jesus, usually around Easter or Christmas time, it's typically hinted that the real story of Jesus appears in these last Gospels. The juicy story is that nothing was agreed upon for the first 4 centuries of Christianity, and that there were
Literally
hundreds of
every.
stories
I don't know why that is
Jesus.
the season.
Only after Big
Christmas
Bad
comes around and now you're on this.
Constantine's
I'm
arrival
like,
did
what?
decide to
Well,
keep
no,
Matthew,
I
Mark, Luke, and
just
John and
found
suppress
it
the
on
rest.
YouTube,
The
but-
implication is that the 4 Gospels have no more historical validity than that of the so-called Gospels of, say, Thomas, Peter, or Judas. Conspiracy theories sell like hotcakes, but we should note that the Apocryphal Gospels have been known for ages, despite their recent discovery of some of their ancient manuscripts. But I'll get to that in a moment. First, let's look at the internal evidence for some of these books. How exactly did they get their attribution? Now, before we dive in, I should say that I could devote an entire series to the Apocryphal Gospels, but to keep things short, let's briefly consider just 4 of the earliest. The Infancy Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Judas, and the Gospel of Peter. Scholars generally date them to around the 2nd century. Now, the books directly assert that they're being written by Jesus' apostles, unlike the 4 Gospels. Let's start with the Gospel of Thomas, which says, I, Thomas the Israelite, tell unto you, even all the brethren that are of the Gentiles, to make known to you the works of the childhood of our Lord Jesus Christ and his mighty deeds. The book tells some rather weird, miraculous stories of the young Jesus, but this is probably the wildest one. It reads, But the son of Annas, the scribe, was standing there with Joseph, and he took a branch of a willow and dispersed the waters which Jesus had gathered together. And when Jesus saw what was done, he was wroth, and said to him, O evil, ungodly, and foolish one, what hurt did the pools and the waters do to thee? Behold, now thou shalt be withered like a tree, thou shalt not bear leaves, neither root nor fruit. And straightway the lad withered up wholly, but Jesus departed and went to Joseph's house. Yikes, so here Jesus kills a kid with a word, and he sounds like some sort of evil Harry Potter villain in the making. The meek and humble Jesus of the 4 Gospels is a far cry from this. In any case, the point here is that the stories about the boy Jesus are coming from someone who claims to be the Apostle Thomas. Let's move on to the Gospel of Thomas. This Gospel contains 114 hidden sayings that Jesus...
It's weird. He only talks about like the cliche.
Because that's what our top.
But he's not talking about the Maccabees, the Sirach, the...
Yeah, but those
all the
things
other
are... If the other 4, right, the ones that people go by the most, the rest are just not true either.
No, the rest could possibly be true. You don't collect. You don't just say if those are true. That means, or those are false. That means the rest are false.
If you have
you take one at a time and you go through them.
It's like mold. If you find mold on one piece of bread, it seeps through the
But
rest.
the difference is, Jesus himself spoke of certain
No,
things.
he didn't speak of those things.
Yeah.
People assume he spoke of those things,
Do
but
you
the
not-
things he
did you not
spoke
just
of
hear-
is from the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Not whatever they're talking about, the Apocrypha.
Let me
He
show you.
spoke of things that are in the Testament.
Yeah, and Apocrypha was in the Testament, the Old Testament.
Hashim, the Old Testament, right? The Torah. He taught from the Torah. That's what he reads from. The Torah has the 5 books of Moses. Just like
Like right here, the Apocrypha refers to books connected to the Old Testament. So when Jesus was on earth, he was preaching from the Old Testament because the New wasn't, there yet. So therefore, he references the Apocrypha. No, not all the Apocrypha, because you can just tell certain ones aren't just it. But the ones he references and he says a sentence of, or references or links it to something else.
it's so hard to explain.
That's true.
They'll just have to be revealed, just like the other ones.
I just showed you. Bro, I just showed you.
Yes, you have
precepts,
showed me, just like you did with the other things, Hashim.
But the other ones.
You said that about those things.
No, but I'm saying the other ones is Jesus himself did not speak of. So if it's
Hashim,
written in red,
you used the same verses Jesus spoke of to prove reincarnation.
brother. If it's written in red, what does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything if it's written in red.
So
What
you're
mean-
saying Jesus' words himself? are
No,
false?
Hashim. What I'm talking
Okay.
to you is
That's all I need to know.
it's more than just the red words.
You're saying Jesus' words himself.
If
Jesus
you don't think the whole thing is written by God, then you won't think the little things are written by God.
I think if the Apocrypha were already included. Not only included, Jesus referenced it. Right? It's sort of like
I don't think he did.
Did you just see the video? The Sirach?
Ashim, you showed me the
Maccabees?
video, but it doesn't mean
The verse.
that's what he's
I could
talking
pull up
about.
a Bible right now and just show you. Reference it completely.
Yeah, you could, but it won't say those things.
It will.
And what he was referencing to is the Old Testament, the Torah. That's what they taught back in those days.
Yeah, but in the old Torah was the old Apocrypha.
No, it's the 5 books of Moses, Psalms, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Leviticus.
Okay, so anytime between 4 and almost 6.
And the laws of the prophets.
Giants will be delivering, and so what I got you.
4 and 6, that's a long time.
Well, they have to shop. So I got every single cheese I believe that I got last time. I got 2 packs of pretzel buns. I got buffalo chicken breast or buffalo turkey breast. One of those 2. I got popcorners. I got cheese doodles. I got chocolate chip cookies. I got blackberries, and I got orange juice. And I got a little thing of soap powder, and then an additional loaf of bread. We're gonna be having sandwiches tonight.
Okay.
Okay, and then tomorrow I was thinking I was making a meatloaf, but the oven don't work. Or else I make miniature meatloafs on top of the stove. If not, I might have to make the sketty or stir fry hamburger.
That is a good question.
Yeah, I have to get the little oven out. That little bit of stuff came to $120-some.
Oh, here's another one.
Did Jesus quote
I love
the
you.
Apocrypha?
Oh, they got
Oh
orange
my
juice.
goodness. Yeah, okay.
Did Jesus quote the Apocryphal
I like
book
this
of
guy.
Baruch? Yes. Let's take a look. It's
It's only a minute. These are short.
The Gospel
Oh,
of
this
John
guy
presents
again. Of course you
profound
go to the
insights
same
into the
people.
identity of our
You're not going to get
righteous
anything
stars.
else.
Among its passages, an intriguing connection emerges, revealing that Jesus shed light on his divine
There's other
identity
people too, but he
by
just does
drawing
it simpler.
from Baruch.
Since you,
So hard to explain.
there's other people too. I can reference other people, but he just makes it easier and also
Okay.
time conservative.
It'll just be revealed over time, just like the reincarnation.
Even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. This sounds
Which is really hard to accept when I say these things to you. But I'm not trying to prove I'm smart or anything. I'm just trying to...
who have gone over the sea.
Well, you're not even listening.
I don't listen to things that are false.
Jesus declares,
But he's reading straight from the Bible. Okay.
Yeah, he could read straight from the
So
Bible.
therefore, all the Bible's false. That's what
No,
you're saying.
Steve, you're not understanding what I'm
No,
saying.
I'm just taking your word.
No, you're taking my word,
from the Bible,
just like the
if
Pharisees.
he's
You don't
reading-
understand.
No, I'm taking
what
from
I'm
he's
saying.
If he's reading from the Bible, if Jesus himself says it, if there's scholars that also agree, if God literally audibly speaks to someone and says this is true, it's false. If everything if it's 100% chance that it's correct, it's false compared to you.
If that's what you think,
It's just,
that's
that's
what
just
it is.
called being caught in your own biases.
You
It's
can-
similar, like for instance, if you go try and convert someone to Christianity, have good luck with that because they're also caught in their own biases of what is truth, and you're just gonna be talking to a wall completely because they're not willing, just as you're not willing to accept things that change over time that end up actually being true. So it's just what it is.
Me try to explain to you, Ashim, is like about the reincarnation experience.
But you didn't even finish this.
I don't have to finish it, just like I didn't have to finish the reincarnation experience. So what I'm trying to explain to you
Okay.
is things that apparently
Stay in your way.
you'll have to experience later on.
What, like the truth that the Apocryphas are in the Bible, in the Old Testament? Jesus himself quoted it.
He did not quote those.
Yeah, he
you
did.
didn't know what Jesus was quoting.
Did you not hear what he said?
Just because he said that does not mean that's
Yeah.
what he's saying. It's as simple as that, Hashim.
Okay, so you didn't quote Sirach. Okay.
Nope, he didn't. I know he quoted Psalms, the prophets, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy. Everything he quote is all in the Old Testament we have right now.
And he didn't quote books that weren't from the Old Testament. If you actually read, you would know he quote things that weren't referencing the Old Testament. But
It's funny how you say if you read.
Yeah, if you actually read.
If you read, you would believe.
If you actually read, he quoted.
But because you do not believe, it's misunderstood to you.
He quoted biblical figures that weren't in the Old Testament.
Who?
I'll show you. Figure. One second.
He quoted David.
No, there was another.
He quoted the prophets.
There was another prophet. Let me see if I can remember his name. Where was it? Trying to find. I forget who. There was a prophet that he quoted. Who was it? How would I word it? I know there was a prophet. Let me see. Oh, that's what it is. The Apostle Jude. They quoted Enoch's prophecy, and Enoch wasn't what was it, considered.
You said Jesus, Hashim.
Yeah, I know Jesus himself did quote too. Let me see if I can find it. Jesus quoted. What was the name? Biblical figure. What's it called? Old Testament. Jesus quote new. Okay, word it. New. Maybe this guy explains it. It's the same dude, but. Wish I could remember. It was in the watch history a long time ago.
Hey, you wondering how I hit? This is how it looks.
But it was in the watch history a long time ago. What is that? What's that? You know that black dude that preaches the Bible? Mm-hmm. He always has like a second dude. Yeah. I forget the dude's name, but you know the dude that has the guy and he talks real loud.
The guy.
The two black creatures. I want to say it's Gino. Is it Gino?
Oh, him.
Yeah, him. Pastor
Okay.
Gino.
I don't know much about him.
Gino. Well, anyway, it's not.
I've
about
heard
him,
some
but
things of his.
It's
which
about.
still questionable. Cause I don't know how you could be saved yet not saved. Makes no sense to me.
Who tried to debunk and said it
Oh, he's referring to the book of Enoch. Yeah.
only 66 books. I read that to him and asked him, show me within his 66 books where the exact words of that prophecy is. Where did you get it from? Right. He couldn't find it. Amen.
I'm gonna do enough lounge which I use half for Friday and Saturday. And then we'll work it from there. Alright, so anything in here needs washed that you want washed, like me?
I don't think so.
This one's pretty clean. Alright, but see.
I'm offering it to you, YouTubers. Find me in the Old Testament. What book and what chapter is Enoch prophecy written? Because Jude made reference somewhere.
And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam,
Did what?
prophesied of thee.
And then he quoted his prophecy. So to quote it, he had to read it before he come along.
That's right.
In Jude, Enoch prophecy had to be written.
That's right.
It had to be written. Because the words of Enoch is in the New Testament.
You just say
But
Enoch.
it had to
Yeah,
come
but
from the
Enoch.
Old Testament first.
Amen.
Now you got the who tried to
So that's one of the things. So the Enoch and the Jude situation, where that means it's not just 66 books.
There's
it's
one book,
67.
and
Yeah,
it's
one
only
book.
Enoch.
But yeah, that's one book.
The
Enoch,
other ones are not mentioned.
But the other ones are mentioned. Like I just literally showed you the video of the Sirach.
No, that could just be misunderstanding of what Jesus is speaking of, like all the time. People have always done.
It's not misunderstanding if we quote word for word what he's saying.
He's speaking of the Proverbs. Everything he's spoken of was in the Old Testament already.
Yeah, and in the Old Testament they were apocrypha in the Old Testament.
No, in the big book, the
See
Torah,
right here, yes,
the Tanakh.
right here, yes, Jesus likely knew and used teachings from the book of Sirach or Escalades, as many of his sayings in the Gospels, especially
Escalades
Matthew
is not
and Luke,
apocrypha.
echo Sirach's wisdom, showing parallels phrases like "Come to me, and all who labor," and teachings on forgiveness. Even though it's not in Protestants' Bibles, while Jesus never directly quoted the book by name, his language and themes strongly reflect Ben Sira's wisdom, suggesting familiarity with the Jewish wisdom literature, which Catholics and Orthodox Christians view as Deuteronomical scripture. Right there. Case
No,
closed.
I don't think that's
If
the
you're
case.
battling with what's already there, then it's an issue of yourself.
No, it's not an issue of
It's an
myself.
issue of yourself if you're battling with what's already there.
Because everything he's spoken of is in the Old Testament, but not in the
What I'm
Sirach.
trying to tell you is in the Old Testament, there is the Apocrypha. So most of the Old Testament, some are from New Testament, but most of the Apocrypha is more leaning towards old than new. Okay. Yeah, and it even says, well, this is a quick Google search, but then you can actually find the verses in the Bible. This is just a summarize of what it says. It says, in the current Bible, the Apocrypha is quoted several times throughout the Bible. It is also known that Jesus had access to the Apocrypha and read and used those writings in his sermons, when he was doing sermons. So, it's just an issue. Like, it's just an issue. I
No,
rest my case.
you can rest your
Peace.
case, but what I'm trying to explain to you is those things are not the case. Just even if they show up on Google.
Well, even if I didn't only just go to Google, I went from Google to YouTube, the people talk about the specific passage in the Bible, I myself could pick up the Bible and find that exact verse in it.
But that's not what it's from.
And I could even, if you say, hey, you're not reading in context, I could go back up to the beginning and then read the whole thing in context. And I'll still prefer to apocryphal.
It won't.
So if you're saying you're reading out of context, I can read in full context.
No, that's not the fact you're reading in context. It's just that you're not reading from the source of what it is. So what I'm trying to explain is, yes, you're finding these videos, you could Google search, and that's what it says, but that's not what it is.
Okay, so then you're saying Jesus was speaking of Gnostics.
No, he wasn't speaking of Gnostics.
Yeah.
He was simply speaking of the Old Testament as what is written in the scriptures.
If you're saying there's a double meaning to what he's saying, or a hidden secret meaning, then you're basically just being a Gnostic. That's what Gnostics always did. They
No,
said
there's
Jesus
no
meant more.
secret meaning. It's before you, but you just cannot see it.
They always said Jesus meant more of what he spoke, which is true, but they dive deeply too
No,
deep
what
into
I'm
it.
saying is you just don't understand what I'm trying to explain.
You're saying it's wrong.
Yeah, simply explaining as I can make it as simple as possible. What it is that you have found is not the truth.
Okay.
It simply feeds the delusion of what is.
Well, then, therefore, the Bible's not true.
No, the Bible's true. It's just that you're getting things not from there. What Jesus spoke of is only from the scripture.
Yeah.
But
And if
what
he's
you guys
practicing
take from is the Tanakh or whatever you call that. That's not what he spoke from.
No, I'll show you. Well, it doesn't matter if I show you. You still deny it. So wrong.
But just like with the reincarnation, you'll see soon.
I mean, the difference with reincarnation, there's
No.
really only...
No, you cannot.
No, what I was trying to say, can you let me finish?
No, you could finish, but
What I was
let
saying
me...
is the difference in reincarnation, there's only really one or two verses that made me lean towards it. But, however, this one has more than several verses.
It doesn't matter. There's several, 10, 1,000, 100, 50 million, infinite.
So that's like saying when Jesus mentioned hell, it doesn't matter if there's 10, 20, 30, how many times Jesus mentioned hell. It's not true.
No, you're not.
If you're saying that, like, the amount of evidence, the amount of support for something doesn't mean it's true, right? Every time Jesus mentioned hell or heaven or anything in between, it's all not true.
Not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is what it is you think you understand, you don't know. And what you think you have grasped is lost. But you can't understand that.
Okay.
Because it's like you're in a desert looking for water, but what you find are mirages. You seek truth, but the truth that is given, you still cannot grasp. That's
So,
what I'm trying to explain.
Jesus' own words isn't true.
No, you don't know his truth because you do not believe.
Yeah, but
Because of that, what you think you have is a mirage. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. So what they think they understand is also a mirage.
But they believe. That's a difference. They believe. They confess with their mouth and their heart and their soul.
But do they
that
believe?
Jesus Christ came in flesh and died for their sins. And believe, for else would they...
What else do they believe?
That Jesus is God.
Not just that. What I'm saying is, what do they believe?
Jesus died for their sins.
Okay. Is that all they believe?
That's all you need to believe. To
Or are
access
they
heaven.
believing something else?
That's all you need to believe to access heaven.
What I'm saying...
They believe in Jesus, however, they believe that there's more, not more, but that, how can I say, they believe Jesus died for your sins and all that salvation is guaranteed then, right? However,
Salvation is
aware-
only guaranteed if you believe alone Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You cannot add works or knowledge or anything like that.
Yeah, they're
Besides
not-
the basis knowledge
I
of
think you're misunderstanding.
the truth.
I think you're misunderstanding. What I'm talking about isn't a salvation issue, meaning the Apocrypha, right? If you didn't have the Apocrypha, if you did have the Apocrypha, it's not a salvation issue as into where if you believed or didn't believe in it, you would go to hell. That's
No,
not what
that's
I'm
not
saying.
what I'm saying either. But what I'm saying is what they're sharing is not true.
Okay. Then call the Bible a liar.
No,
Father
I'm not
God.
calling the Bible a liar.
This is what you're essentially doing. It's like you're reading a book, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know the characters in the book is named John, for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the character references, oh, hey, John, it's you. How you're doing? And you're saying, well, it's not true. His name isn't John. And there's references to his name being John. Like everyone around him calls him John. He
Mm-hmm.
himself goes by the name John. And then you're like, well, you know, they don't believe, or they don't believe it, so therefore he's not John. Like, what? It don't make sense. But that's it.
You'll see soon. Right now it's hidden. Not because of knowledge. Because God has hidden it. Just
And
like with
actually, the
other things.
Sirach says the same thing from the one verse. It just says it in more detail. So they don't contradict themselves. If anything, it explains more of what Jesus was trying to say. Because, like, you say something, right? You say something in a full paragraph, and someone summarizes it in, like, 2 or 3 words. They both are equal in thing, but one has more detail to it. That's all. But peace.
Yep, peace.
I know longer.
I just told you. He just walks away.
So, Hakeem, I'm doing enough that you have laundry for Friday and Sunday, and then I'll figure out the rest.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, I put a little extra Lysol in the laundry because of being around all the germs at work. Keep that in there too. Well, keep it like that. I can use them.
And bro,
What?
this is the last thing I'll say. Well, probably. And if you ever ask and wonder why, well, why did they remove it, right? They found out that back then, they didn't remove it because it was wrong. They removed it because, one, Jesus' words cause more conflict, like it was said in the Bible, causes conflict. And 2, it was just a business decision because they didn't want to spend more to print those out, including with the thing. So that's why it's not in. It's just a business decision.
So now you're yes. Ah, fighting.
Oh.
Oh. I want to just put you in
No,
your bag.
these boogers are crazy.
I know.
And it's crazy that boogers can do all this craziness.
Any trash up there?
Besides that gum, that was it.
Any empty water
Oh,
bottles?
you know what? This is practically all.
Okay. Any empty bottles?
Oh, you know what?
You could go ahead and just put them with the trash because the recycle is pretty much full.
Pretty sure there's an empty.
Man, it took all I had to get a load of wash and put it in the wash machine. And gathered the trash.
Yeah, I believe you.
I'm just grateful for what you allowed me to wake up until.
Everybody, sister.
Oh, I gotta get my bathroom. Oh, I gotta get you a bag yet. It's gonna. I thought it was going to Steve. Here, honey, if you would like to put this in your trash can and then sanitize your hands.
Huh?
Yeah, after you put it in the trash can, sanitize your hands because that's the trash can.
What?
You gotta wash your hands. After you, that's trash can. You said what?
I thought you were giving me back the same trash bag.
No. I got you a clean one.
Yes, I was like, why would you need to recycle or wash your hands? But I'll do it.
Hi, Keith.
What?
And they say we're funny when we're sick.
Yeah, we're funny.
That's a simple thing.
What, that we're sick?
No, that's right here. That explains everything.
You need a bag too.
I got nose scars from blowing nose so much. My nose is gonna grow calluses.
I was just thinking, I think I might have to get rid of all my chapsticks.
What?
Get new chapsticks.
Why is that?
Because I put them on my lips while I'm sick.
I don't think that is the case.
No? Okay.
At
Well,
least I don't think so.
I'm going to take a butter knife and chop off all the tops. Just to be safe. Alright, now you take yourself out. Mom, and they listening? Mom. Oh, sorry, you're taking that. It's not listening. The trash bag won't take itself out. I gathered it up and it won't go out. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were sleeping that quick. I love you. Go ahead and rest. I'm sorry.
This is what he was saying.
Say that for instance. Mommy, gotta try to get this work done. I got it. You want the light off or what? Alright. Mommy's gonna maybe do dishes. I'll be with you then. Eventually here. Mommy got a lot of stuff to try to get done and I got very, very little energy.
Agent Claudia, you're finally here. Allow me to introduce...
Hello, Director William. Could you...
Certainly. Late last night, a team...
I thought there was only two.
No, there's 3.
This passage connects the upper and middle levels.
There should be an emergency lock override on your side. The passcode is 4090.